I have a problem. This is the amount of space I have. And right now, it's holding this extra book because all of my bookshelves are full. Yeah, both of them. Well, technically all three. I'm not sure if you count this as a bookshelf or not. So this is the amount of space that I have to work with. It's not a lot. And this is the amount of stuff that I have to search through before I can put some of it back in my room. This is some of it that I want to keep. Like, this is a lot. This is definitely a lot. I don't know how I'm supposed to condense this down to that little space on that one shelf. There's too much stuff. I am currently standing in a fixed version of my room, okay? This is amazing. This is annoying. One second. This is amazing. Having a room like this where you can like walk around and there's space and there's like, you can't see it, but there's a partition right here. And it's so beautiful because it separates the work environment from the sleeping environment. You also can't see there's a bed there. There's a bed there. Everything fits. There's a bunch of storage. There's a bunch of more storage. There isn't even stuff stacked on this. There's extra space right here. I love this so much. But in order to get my room like this, I had to get rid of, oh so much stuff. And if you're curious what it is that I have to get rid of, well, it's all the stuff from my childhood. I have to somehow cram all of the stuff that I want to keep into that little tiny space. And you saw how much there was. How am I supposed to do that? How am I supposed to just pick out a tiny little box worth of stuff to keep there? And then also, why would I just keep a box of stuff? I want to use it, I want to remember it, otherwise why would I keep it? I've got to figure something out. Hello, cat. Do you have advice? Do you have advice for me, cat? No? You sweet cat. How about you? I have already gone through. This is trash. This is what I can throw away. It's mostly just like cardboard and stuff. It's not enough. All of it has to go. Oh man, what am I gonna do? And you thought that was it? No, things get worse. You see, not only did I have 10 boxes full of stuff and only a tiny space to put them in, I also only had 24 hours or my dad would kick me out of the house. I'm making that part up because it sounds dramatic. Alright, let's get started. Well, we're starting with the smallest box first. Everything I toss this direction, we're keeping. Everything I toss that direction, going away. So, first, this collage I made. No thank you. Do not need a collage. This is broken. Okay, after looking through this, I think this is actually just stuff from our fridge. I don't think this is my box. I think this is my mom's box. Because when I started going through my room and tearing everything out, she decided to clean up stuff around the house as well. I'm pretty sure this is mine though. I think this stuff I wanted to keep actually. I think I made this keep box. No, I didn't. I don't think I want these. I don't know what this is. So I take a lot of notes, and I put a lot of those notes that I take on pieces of paper. So I've just got like random banking information on here, which is kind of a mess. That's not how you should do banking ever. Why don't we go through the largest box? Let's see what's in here. Oh my gosh. Oh, I feel like this was kind of vaguely organized before. Oh well. Notebook. I definitely want to keep a notebook. For the longest time I was collecting these lids, and then I realized that I had run out of space. So I have probably 2,000 or 3,000 lids. You can never have too many pencils, right? I should probably keep that. It's a box, guys. It's a box. We do not need more boxes. Hey, do you want to hear a construction joke? Sorry, I'm still working on it. Actually, that was kind of funny. Hey, here, let me just... Look at that. It's a walking, talking, what is this? Cougar. And this is the goat headbutting its friend. Then we got some broken headphones, and even more broken headphones. Some sunglasses. We don't need any of those. When I was really, really little, this was like my favorite toy. Really little though, that was like, gotta have been like 17 years ago. I don't know, I might have played with this when I was 5. It's kind of cool. I mean, like, it is a really cool thing. It like bends and stuff, and all of these things move around a lot. It's just, that's about all it does. A bouncy ball. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is just full of like lids, more lids, and those things that you put on like apple containers. You know what I'm talking about? Like where they snap around the edge of the bag. Those things. A plank of wood. Even more lids. Wow, oh, it's disintegrating on me. I don't know what it is, but it's disintegrating. This is a blood donor diary that I made. Let's see. Finally watched Mummy 2. Mummy 2. The Mummy movies. I was watching the Mummy movies back in 2015, I think. This has got to be when it was. 2015, 2016. I was playing Annihilation. I was drawing maps. Let's see, what else was I doing? Not taking notes, because there's only about 10 or 12 entries in a row. No, actually there's a lot of entries. Starting on the 31st, I took a lot of entries. Nothing very interesting, just kind of a record of what my day was. Not a lot was happening. Some sticky notes, I guess I can keep those. Some more notebooks, more notebooks, more notebooks. I'm going to make the notebooks into their own notebooky stack. I think I can keep the tape, right? I need tape. This is a lot of tape. Actually, the story behind this tape is I went to Home Depot. I decided I was going to buy some tape from Home Depot. And they had bulk tape. I don't know, I only needed one, but I decided that, you know what, that bulk tape was a little bit cheaper if you got 10 rolls of them. So I got 10 rolls of bulk tape. We have so far gone through 2 of the full rolls, and I think we lost all the tape, so we ended up buying more and then finding it again. So if you're buying bulk, I would suggest not buying tape. It also does have an expiration date, as I did not know at the time. Tape can go bad. These are amazing. I love hip sacks. They are some of the most useful things ever. They look a little weird, but who cares? They're useful. Cardboard. But yeah, I also had an obsession with keeping cardboard for some reason. I've also got my classic home defense stick that I can, you know, thwack a burglar with if he ever decides to break in. Back here, maybe? I don't know. It's not as though I'm going to need it against a burglar, right? I think that's good. A bunch of maps. Magic card printout, some notes, some empty pieces of paper, which have been put inside of protective plastic for some reason. I mean, obviously I've got to keep all the paper, right? Paper is very important. Oh my, this entire thing is just full of paper. Oh, this, I sketched this. Look at this, I sketched this while I was listening to some people talk. It was really boring. I don't know, every single one of these is a Pokemon, and it just folds out and out and out and out. All the Pokemon! And the other side is a map of the Islando region, the whatever this place is called. Last Pokemon game I ever played. Weird feeling to say that, as if I'm never going to play another Pokemon game, but I probably am never going to play another Pokemon game, at least for a good 30 years, probably. Maybe I'll play one with my grandkids at some point. It's got some pictures. I don't think I need this. So this is a lot of paper. There's some envelopes. Those are actually kind of important. these things, I'm putting all of the trash from over here into here. It's kind of a giant pile. That's a mess. Alright, so we had to take a quick break because my brother had to get to sleep. So we've got some pile of stuff here. This is stuff that I had previously decided I was going to keep, because I did actually go through this like a few days ago. And on top is a very easy thing. Okay, this is one of my favorite books. I'll just put this on my bookshelf. How hard can that be? Alright, I gotta figure out where to put this book on this bookshelf. It looks actually as though there's a perfect spot right here. Something I took off of the bookshelf earlier though, so let's not put it there. Actually I have a library book on here. I should probably take that off and I can put this here instead, and then I'll be returning this library book. That library book has been out for a couple years. Alright, so now basically everything that's left is paper, and then some random odds and ends like these magic boxes, and there's some gloves and like Nerf darts. These go in the garage. Stuff that I know where goes. I just have to get it there, like these D&D cards. This is the part that I don't like. I don't want to have to deal with all these papers. Okay, and then right here, we got a box of stuff. I don't know, this is a note that I took at some point. It says, what does it say? It says, Cleaver ×2 shield axes. Oh, it's a D&D character sheet. It's a character sheet for a game. Actually, this is the game that we recorded and then never uploaded. It wasn't my fault, though. I was not the editor on that. This is something that my cousin knitted. It's the, well, it's upside down. It's the D&D symbol. Out of all those boxes, these two little piles here, basically this is all the stuff that I've decided for sure I'm going to be throwing away at this moment, and that's not enough. It has to be more. There's no way that is the only trash that's coming from this. No way. This has to be trash. Actually, I didn't look through this box yet. It's also partly falling apart. This is not my fault. It was just doing that. Yeah. I don't know what all this stuff is. I don't want to think about this right now. It's getting late. It's already almost 12 o'clock. Wait, it's past 12 o'clock. It's almost exactly 12 o'clock. I can't read clocks. It's too late. Okay, let's get these organized a little bit more. Alright, another thing is that I may have misspoke a little bit. I do actually have a little bit more space right here. This absolute mess is not actually well-used space. It's just kind of where I've been stacking some stuff that overflowed from other places. So this can just come down. That's so many notebooks. I don't want to cause an avalanche. That'll take forever to clean up. I mean, this is already a mess, but whatever. So yeah, we got one extra shelf space right there. That's probably where I'm going to be stacking all of the papers I want to keep, which I'm going to be placing in a giant pile right here. Yeah. And there's still one more left. I don't know if I'm in frame. And there's still one more left. I've decided to leave this one in here, partly because it won't fit. What even is in this? This is a metal pole. So, it's been about a week, and I haven't actually got much done. Also, if you're wondering why I'm not wearing a shirt right now, it's because it's frickin' like 90 degrees. That vent, it just doesn't work. Right here we have our glorious pile of stuff that's still here.
Why are we still here?
Over here we have the pile of get rid of stuff, which includes like boxes, and I used to keep this. This is like packaging. More lids. I really like the lids. This is a giveaway, this isn't trash, but I'm not going to use it, I don't think. And most of this is just piles and piles of paper, which is the main problem. So right now, I just have to sit and deal with this, and my mom took away my computer until I get it finished, which is good, because it's been like a week and I haven't really spent any time on it at all. I said I was going to spend like 10 minutes a day. I haven't even done that. This whole pile is terrifying. Yeah. I wish I had like more shelves. A couple hours have passed. It's currently 3:41. You probably can't see that. Yeah, it's currently 3:41. Everything's fine. I'll give you a tour. As you can see right here, there is no boxes. These don't count. So over here we have all of the trash. This is a bunch of stuff that I don't need. I don't actually use book covers because they always come off while I'm reading them. Yeah, so all this stuff, they can go away. This is some stuff I still have to organize and put away. Some more stuff. I decided to use this spot right here for just a stack and a stack. And I haven't actually gone through the top half of this stack, because literally going through pulling this out of this mess took like 3 hours. It takes literally forever to do this stuff. There's a reason that I was terrified of even starting it. This still has to be cleaned, and this still has to be organized. I just have to, you know, do it. In 2005, Alexander Graham Warehouse coined the term warehouse syndrome to describe Americans who just had so much stuff that they couldn't handle it, and so instead of sorting through their stuff and figuring out what things they needed and what things they didn't need, they just simply paid someone to hold on to it for them, and then forgot about it and continued paying that person for years and years to store their stuff for them. He called it warehouse syndrome, which he named after himself, and I have fallen victim to the first stages of warehouse syndrome, where I just have a ton of stuff. And the trick is learning what stuff you actually want and what stuff you don't, and then putting a hard line down and saying, does that stuff fit or does that stuff need to go? For example, memorabilia. This guy, I loved this thing. I carved it out of wood, and made him, and he's beautiful, and he is also not necessary to anything ever. And I never pay attention to him, and he falls off of the place that I store him. I store him like right here with some other pieces of wood that haven't been carved yet. And he exists, and he was a cool accomplishment, but I do not need him. However, there's some stuff like some old letters, and just some old notes that I really care about and I want to reference again. They're staying. There's a whole drawer for them. Meanwhile, I have things like binders. I have binders for cards. I have so many binders, I don't need too many of them. So this, even though I could use it, I have an idea of how many I need, and I'm going to stop. And even though this binder was a gift from an old friend, Mr. Brown, Mr. Brown was my teacher for acting class back 7 years ago or something, and I loved that he gave me this. He gave it to me with some of his old Pokemon cards, which I was so excited about at the time. I don't need this either. I really don't need it. I need to learn where my line is and draw it, and then everything goes on one side, get rid of it. Which is very difficult. There's going to be magic cards nicely organized along here. There's going to be lots of books. There's going to be lots of stuff in this room still, but at least there's going to be a limited amount of it. For example, these index cards. I will be using index cards. I can put these in art supplies. Pens, it's just all pens, and a second thing that is also like literally stuffed full of pens. And that way, if I ever run out, I can just go back there and get more, and some of them are dead. This is all we have left. Look, you can't even like see what I'm talking about. It's just these two bags, and this box, and then this box, this box, this box, and this box. They're all full of basically the same stuff, and unfortunately, it's all paper. Which means that it's actually full of individually close to several thousand objects that I have to flip through, which will be fun. And magazines, and random, and notebooks. This is not paper, it's notebooks, which is the same thing, but basically not. I'm gonna have to figure out a place to store this because I do not want to look through it at all, ever, right now. And this is random nonsense. Here, let's take a look at this random nonsense. Okay. And whoa, there we go. Okay, you see this? This box is random nonsense. We've got half. So this normally has one more layer, but someone cut it off, like the top off, so that they could ship stuff in it. With it, I think, or maybe it's just shaped like that, I don't know. Whatever. This is not useful to me. I have like 7 rulers. I don't need this. I think it's also my brother's. It's a knife that I carved. I don't need this. I don't see myself using it. This is a bunch of taken apart stuff from a... I don't need this. Deck of cards. I have a collection of decks of cards. This, I believe, is a shoe oiling kit. I don't know how to open it though. There we go. Oh, it was upside down. There we go. Oh, that smells. Do I need a shoe polish kit? Maybe I can store it next to my nice shoes that I would like to polish. Another thing full of stuff. I think this is a glasses case, and it's full of random junk. You see this? This is definitely worth something, okay? It's definitely worth something. It's not real diamonds, though. You can't, like, it connects, but then it immediately disconnects because they're both the same. I mean, this is just absolutely essential, right? This is an old necklace from my great aunt. I have no idea what culture it's from or where it's from. A lot of things. I don't know much about the history of this necklace. However, I do know that it was in a box of stuff that she gave me. It's probably not it's probably a recreation of something, of a cultural artifact, because of like the cheapness of the fibers of the cloth, but I might be super wrong about that. I definitely want to keep that as that's one of the few memorabilia I'm definitely keeping. This is the shiny metal frog. It's for a video. I'm gonna keep it. These are zirconian diamonds, like all over it. Alright, and this is the go away now. Boom! And these 2 bags. Why don't we just briefly look at these 2 bags? My great-grandma, who is now passed, she was a very neat old lady who read a lot of newspapers, and she cut out comics that she thought I would like. And she just, there's so many of them. I should definitely look through this at some point to see if our humor lines up. And then randomly in here some maps that I made. Tax information, alright. For the lease of our house. I'm going to guess that I do not need this, but we do need this. Oops, and I broke it. Story, it's one of the, like, essential stories I think everyone should read. I have not actually read it, but I've heard people talk about it. I should read it. I'm included in that, everyone who should read it, but I haven't, but everyone should. One more box, which I have duct taped shut. That is because it is literally breaking at the seams. And I also can't open it for some reason because I have weak little arms right now. Duct tape, there we go. Oh, I was getting it at the wrong angle. I'm not weak. Wrong angle. Okay, there we go. Come on, baby. What's in here? It's gonna be papers, okay? It's just gonna be more papers. Pretty much this entire thing, D&D stuff, I think. Alright, we'll put this over here, because we have one more box to go through, and then we're done, kind of, except we have to go back and look at that D&D stuff. Oh my gosh, there's more papers and notebooks. Papers. Cardboard. I don't need cardboard. Yes, World of Grimm. This was a role-playing system I was trying to develop. Hey, a W2 form. Awesome. That should probably be blurred. More notebooks. I kind of wish I could find my old English homework, because some of that was actually really important. Hey, a book by Al Gore, A Wake-Up Call to Global Warming. A book by Jess M. Baylor, Test Tree. Is some more of the World of Grimm stuff. I found that I could take images from the internet and print them onto pieces of paper, and change the fade and stuff so that it actually looked really good. And it looked really good, except that it printed wrong, and like cut off this guy's head. Principles of Art, some more maps. This is an old sketch for YouTube. and a lot of papers. About half these papers are stuff from my grandma. The other grandma, not my great grandma, just my normal grandma. A lot of which I did actually read. I just also kept track of it and then got it mixed up with all of my other papers. And then got confused why I couldn't find anything. Alright, so I'm left with this stack of stuff, which is not precarious at all. It's not precarious at all. And this single thing right here, which, as far as things to go through, it's not that bad. It's really not that bad. I'm happy with this being all that I have to go through, especially pared down from that insane amount of stuff that I had before. Like, holy moly, that was a lot of stuff. Am I going to use or keep all of this stuff? I don't know. I'm going to keep track of it and go through it as time passes and get rid of things that I need to get rid of and store things in places. There's a bunch of organizing I have to do first to figure out where papers will go. So like if I have D&D stuff for this world versus this world, that didn't make a lot of sense. But like if I have multiple D&D worlds, and I'm gonna store the stuff for each of those worlds in a different folder, so I just have to get those folders set up first, and then sort through all of this mess and find what stuff I want to keep in those folders, and then also what stuff goes in other folders, and what stuff just simply doesn't go anywhere, and that I just need to read and then get rid of. Yeah. Anyway, thank you for watching the video. I hope you learned something about warehouse syndrome. Maybe you have warehouse syndrome. Do you have? Are you paying people to keep your stuff for you? If you do, and if you are, then that may be a problem. If you have stuff that you don't need, just simply think, what use does this stuff have in my life? And if you cannot answer that question definitively, then you probably don't need it and you can get rid of it. For the things that you might need, I think it might be a good idea to set a line and figure out how much exactly you need, because otherwise you could just be like me and just keep all of it. This has been Mr. Wolf, and I will see you guys in the next video. We'll see what that turns out as. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.